What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and to help you prepare for Pokemon Legends ZA, I'm going to show you the best ways to shiny hunt each one of the new Megas before PLZA is out using Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and any other games on the Switch and Switch 2. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and support my work by becoming a channel member, and let's dive in. Now, here is the list of all of the leaked Megas for Pokemon Legends ZA. Some of these have been confirmed already, but so far, this list has been 100% right, so we're just going to go down the list and show you the best place to shiny hunt each one of these Pokemon. Next up, we're shining for a shiny Dratini or Mega Shiny Dragonite. And if you're in Pokemon Scarlet, you can actually sort of isolate shiny hunt Dratini in this exact particular zone. This is going to be just southwest of the Fury Falls, but you can pretty much do it here. And you can see I got my shiny back here. The only thing that spawns in this particular area is Dratinis. Now, you cannot picnic reset. I just got double shiny, by the way. Double shiny with my sandwich. That is a little bit insane. Double shiny Dratini, baby. Let's go. But if you're in Pokemon Violet, you will be getting Dreepies here, which is a little bit annoying. So I may recommend going for a just resetting until you get a Dratini outbreak. Or you could try to hunt around the lake over here, where you get Dratinis with cluster spawns with Dragonairs, but will not be isolated because you do get Tatsugiris. You also get Altarias spawning on the land as well, near the water. So, you probably are best off just going for a mass outbreak. But if you are in Pokemon Scarlet, you can do in this particular spot, and you can do a manual reset just by flying a little bit far away, coming back, and is a pretty decent spawn. But let's get our double shiny Dratini. And our next shiny hunt is gonna be for Bellsprout. It's gonna be caught in Kitakami, and unfortunately, you have to do an outbreak to get a Bellsprout shiny or Weepinbell shiny. Honestly, it's a little bit easier to see the shiny on Weepinbell, but there's too many grass and poison types in the general area, so I would just recommend resetting so you get a mass outbreak. Knock out 60 Bellsprouts, and with the shiny charm and level 3 sandwich, either grass or poison, you should be able to get it relatively quickly. Now, for the shiny for Bellsprout, looks like it has golden leaves over here instead of the green, as you can see back there. And pretty much its head is going to be matching the leaf color. So there we go. We are ready for our Mega Victreebel. Very excited for that one. So here's how you shiny hunt Hawlucha. So you can mostly isolate shiny hunted in Paldea. You want to go right here. So you're going to be a little bit south of the Fury Falls and of the Shrine. You want to be right over here. And you can do a picnic reset right on this cliff here, and you're going to be looking, I mean, some will spawn behind you, but I really like this spot right here. It is mostly Hawlucha. Sometimes you get a couple Riolus and with a Lucario cluster spawn, but it really is mostly Hawluchas. It's really nice. I like picnic resetting here, and the best part is shiny Hawlucha is so obvious, and it's a beautiful shiny. It's the red, it's the purple, and the black. And this is going to be an absolutely amazing shiny Mega. Continuing our fighting type sandwich, we're going to be in Paldea, fighting level 3 encounter at this ruin right here. And we're going to do a picnic reset. And I'm pretty much just chilling in front of the ruins here. And Falinks is the only fighting type that spawns right here. And you'll get a lot of them running up to you. Now, the shiny is very obvious. It's going to be like brown and white. So it's definitely going to stick out. But the thing is, they will be running when they spawn. So just keep that in mind, that you may have to just run around and chase after a Falinks really quick. But it is pretty much isolated in the sense that it's only fighting type. You could do this in the bamboo area too, but it is not isolated in the bamboo. You are going to get Heracross, but that is another spot where you get a lot of Falinks spawning. And of course, you could do a mass outbreak if you don't want to do the reset method. So good luck on this hunt, and hopefully we get it soon. There we go. We got ourselves a shiny Falinks. It's pretty obvious, and I mean, look at it. It's brown, mostly brown, a little bit of white to it. Blue eyes is honestly a absolutely gorgeous shiny, so definitely one of my favorites to hunt in general in here. But it's a relatively easy shiny hunt. Just keep on resetting. You'll eventually get it. You get tons of spawns in the general zone. You do it right. And let's move on to our next shiny hunt. Our next shiny hunt is for Scraggy and Scrafty shiny. Relatively easy if you're doing this spot right where I'm at, where we usually shiny hunt for Litten and Turtwig in my previous videos. But fighting type sandwich, you can isolate shiny hunt this. Super easy shiny hunt right here. Pretty much you can see all the Pokemon relatively easily. Really super easy to see all their spawns. Now, we got a shiny Scraggy right here. It's pretty easy to tell the difference. It's like a darker orange, much more red belly. And if you're looking at the Scraggy, it's easy. For Scrafty, it's going to have like a neon green to it. So that's going to be relatively easy to see the difference as well. Both of them super easy shiny hunts. So good luck on this hunt, and let's move on to our next. Next up is shiny Skarmory for that Mega Skarmory, and pretty much this whole area with a Steel type sandwich in Pokemon Scarlet is going to be an isolated hunt. Now, you may get some other stuff going on in Pokemon Violet here, but in Scarlet, it is a true isolated shiny hunt here. You can just pick a spot, picnic reset, and rotate the camera around. You're going to get a ton of spawns, and the shiny is pretty obvious. It'll stick out. It's like a golden bronze color. And, you know, if it is like a wrong type of day, it might be a little bit hard with the sunlight, but at nighttime, I found this was relatively easy to see the difference. And of course, it has the green undertones to its wings too. So there we go. Shiny Skarmory, very easy. And let's move on to our next shiny hunt. Our next shiny hunt is gonna be for shiny Drillbur / Excadrill. We have a 100% isolated shiny hunt. Now, if you go to the Chargestone Cavern, which can be found, you know, if you can go from the Polar Classroom 1 here, and you can go through the entrance and go through the cavern, but you can also just fly right into the cavern. This is an isolated shiny hunt. You can picnic reset in this whole cave, and you'll get a ton with a ground type sandwich. Now, the extra drills are going to be really obvious to shiny hunt because look at them. I mean, it's red. But the Drillburs, they're going to have this same color red on their blue stripes on them. So it is going to stick out, just not as obvious as the extra drill, which is very clearly a shiny here. But it's a really easy shiny hunt, and good luck on this hunt. And let's move on to our next. Next shiny hunt is gonna be for Inky for the shiny Mega Malamar. And it's actually really easy with a dark type sandwich. You can isolate shiny hunt this in the coastal biome. I like this island, and you can just picnic reset here, and essentially you'll be surrounded by Inkays, which is really nice. Now, they only spawn over the water, but you're still getting like 25, 30 spawns. It's really nice in general. And the shiny is actually really obvious, as you can see. It sticks out in comparison. It's a gold body instead of the blue body, so it's gonna stick out. You don't have to like zoom in or anything like that, but relatively easy shiny hunt. Good luck, and let's move on to our next. Next up is shiny hunting for Pyroar, and this is a very easy shiny hunt. So we're gonna be starting off at the Mountain Watchtower, and pretty much this whole area right until you get to this river with a fire type level 3 sandwich encounter is exclusively cluster spawns of Pyroar. As you can see, it is really easy to see that you get Litlilos, you get male and female Pyroars. Now, there is going to be a difference between male and female Mega Pyroar in terms of at least visuals. I don't know about stats at this point, but you may want to go for male and female. We do have a shiny male over here. The males and females do have the same shiny. It's just going to be like a light tan instead of the dark colors. Litlilo is also the exact same in that as well. So it's a relatively easy shiny hunt. As I mentioned, you just have to walk back and forth on this path. You can do a picnic reset. I just did a picnic reset near the bridge over there where we started. So that's another good location to do it too. But in general, super easy hunt. And now let's move on to our next. Next up is going to be shiny Mega Clefable. And to do that, we're going to be in Kitakami. I think it's easiest just to fly to the Kitakami Hall. And I'm on the mountainside right over here, just chilling. So you can see I'm a little bit behind Kitakami Hall right here. So you want to get up to the top of this mountain. And then from there, you want to go right where I have this marker. And this is going to lead to a cave. Now, there's a couple of caves on the side of the wall here, but this is the one where you can isolate shiny hunt for Clefairy and Cleffa. I mean, we do have one Noctowl, but that's okay. So essentially, you just want to like chill in this cave, like pick one end. You know, you can destroy some of the Pokemon on the other end, and you can just sort of chill here. And you're going to be looking for a shiny Clefairy or Cleffa. Now, these are going to be super easy to notice. They are going to have green ears. That is going to be what is their shiny sign there. So from here, you can just go to the middle of the cave. You can picnic reset. And you can decide, do you want to stay on this back side or the other side? Just pick a side that you like the most. Relatively easy shiny hunt, though, because it is isolated. And with a fairy type level sandwich, it's going to be free. So I do think this side is my preferred choice. I would definitely pick this one, but that's just going to be up to you. There we go. We got our shiny Clefairy. It's very obvious. And the Cleffa looks pretty much the exact same. The pointy green ears, super easy to notice. And that is another shiny hunt done. Let's move on to our next. Our next shiny hunt is for shiny Mega Dragalge, and we have an isolated shiny hunt in Pokemon Scarlet. Now, this is a Pokemon Scarlet exclusive, but in Scarlet is an incredibly easy shiny hunt. So you're going to go to the stones over here, and then you can picnic reset right on the beach. And the only thing you're going to be getting with a poison type sandwich is going to be Scrope and Dragalge. Now, shiny Scrope is going to be, well, it's right here. It's going to be more purple than the brown, so it's going to stick out. And Dragalge also sticks out too. It's going to have like these neon green antennae, and it's also going to be a similar darker color like the Scrope is. So super easy shiny hunt. And let's move on to our next. Next hunt is shiny Mega Froslass. Now, the best way to do this is going to be an outbreak because it's unfortunately only spawns in the snow area, and Greavard is everywhere with a ghost type sandwich, and of course ice type Pokemon are everywhere here. So make a ghost type sandwich, mass outbreak reset until you get a Froslass outbreak. Luckily for us, the shiny is super easy to notice among the group. Just make sure you knock out 60 Froslass, and then it'll be a relatively easy shiny hunt. Good luck, and let's move on to our next. Next up is shiny hunting for shiny Litwick for shiny Mega Chandelure. And you got to do this in Kitakami, and there really isn't a way to isolate shiny hunt it. I mean, Litwick can be caught in Infernal Pass, Crystal Pool, and in Timeless Woods, but there's always going to be another fire type there or a ghost type to take up the spawns. So I do think it's best to knock out 60, go for a ghost type sandwich or something like that, and just do your hunt in an outbreak. Now we do have our shiny here. So the shiny Litwick is going to be a blue flame instead of purple. The other big thing is it's going to have a green eye. So you could, honestly, it's not that bad of a hunt, but it definitely is a little bit close to the color purple, but it will stick out from a distance. So there we go. We got our shiny Litwick, and let's move on to our next shiny hunt. Our next shiny hunt is shiny Mega Eelektross. And to go for this, you're going to want to do for an outbreak. Now, you don't want to go for the Time No, which all these outbreaks pretty much spawn in all three masks, but Time No is the one you don't want to go for. You want to either go for the middle form, which is electric, or you want to go for Eelektross. Now, I prefer just going for Eelektross because it does have the best shiny to hunt, is a full green shiny, but electric isn't that bad either. It has like a green eye and green spots on it, so it can definitely stick out. And I think Kitakami and the Blueberry Academy are the two better maps to do it, but you could also do it in the Paldea map. And like I said, this is an outbreak hunt, so you want to knock out 60. And the reason why I like Eelektross is because the shiny is so obvious. It's like a mint green full body. You will not essentially miss it. It's pretty obvious. So very easy shiny hunt once you get that outbreak. Good luck. Our next shiny hunt is for shiny Chespin, and this is an easy isolated shiny hunt here. So what we're going to do is use a Grass Encounter level 3 sandwich in the Chargestone Cavern, and this cavern is only going to spawn these Chespins, and the shiny is super obvious. It's going to be red, so just look for one that doesn't look like the others. It's pretty simple, easy shiny hunt, and good luck. And let's move on to our next. Our next starter hunt is shiny Mega Meganium. So we're going to need a Chikorita outbreak because you can't isolate shiny hunt it in the coastal biome. Now you're going to reset until you get a Chikorita. Unfortunately, Chikorita outbreaks are on the rarer side, so it might take you a few minutes or maybe even an hour to get this outbreak to spawn. But once you do get it to spawn, you want to knock out 60 Pokemon, and the shiny Chikorita is very obvious. It is a brownish color. It's like yellow brown, it's like a fall color Chikorita. So it is super obvious, sticks out in the crowd. So it's a relatively easy shiny hunt once you do get the outbreak. Our next shiny hunt is an easy one. We're going to be shiny hunting for Tepig for shiny Mega Emboar. This is an isolated fire type shiny hunt in the Canyon biome. We're going to actually do a town reset at Central Plaza, essentially just run up to the plaza, run back out, and it's only going to be Tepigs. Now, you can see we have a million Tepigs spawning in just general area around us. It's a lot. It's really easy, and the shiny is super obvious. You got it right here. It is going to be like a golden yellow color compared to the orange ones here. So it definitely sticks out. It's also like a little bit pink too. So a super easy shiny hunt. Definitely one of the easiest and nicest hunts. And honestly, it's cool to get a shiny Mega starter that easily. So let's move on to our next hunt. And our next shiny hunt is going to be for shiny Mega Delphox. So we need a hunt for shiny Fennekin. Now this is going to be an outbreak only hunt in the DLC in the Savannah biome. Now you're going to have to essentially reset to get a rare Fennekin outbreak, knock out 60, and hope you get a shiny Fennekin. Now they're very easy to notice, and the shiny is absolutely gorgeous. I love this shiny line. So it's worth maybe shiny hunting a full shiny living dex of them. At the very least, you're going to want to get this rare outbreak, knock out 60, and go for this shiny. Honestly, not an easy hunt. It's on the same level of rarity as maybe the Chikorita, and the not as rare as the upcoming Totodile hunt we're going to do, but it is relatively rare. It's not isolated at all in the general area. There's a bunch of different fire type Pokemon that spawn in this general zone, like Pyroars and Magmars. So not an easy hunt, but good luck. Our next shiny hunt is for shiny Mega Greninja. So we're going to shiny hunt for Froakie. It's an isolated shiny hunt with a water encounter sandwich at the Coastal Plaza, and we're going to do a Plaza reset. Now the shiny Froakie is right here. It's a much lighter white, like a blue white to the regular Froakies out here. But you can see it's an isolated hunt. We only have these Froakies right here, so it's pretty simple to do. You know, they are a little bit hidden in the grass, so it's not like the easiest thing to see in the world. So you're definitely gonna have to walk around the area, reset it at the base, and just keep on doing it. Now, you could also go for this shiny hunt with an outbreak in a similar area as well, which, you know, you can knock out 60, go for that shiny hunt too. Sometimes it's easier to do that than this, but you know, this is a fast enough way to do it. It took me about 5 minutes of walking around, but pretty much how you do this hunt is here's the Froakies, and then, okay, I don't see a shiny, run up to here, get the reset, run back out. You get a bunch of Froakies spawning in the ground, and then just walk around in a circle, and hopefully you get your shiny. Relatively easy hunt, but like I said, if you don't like this method, you could go for a mass outbreak, and good luck on this hunt. And for our last shiny hunt in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for the new leaked Megas, we're going to go for shiny Mega Feraligatr. Now, this has to be an outbreak hunt, and the Totodile outbreak will spawn either at this pool, or it's going to spawn at this pool here. So you only got 2 options to really hunt it. It is a really rare outbreak, so you may be doing this for a while. But once you get it, you want to knock out 60, and you're going to get a bunch of Totodiles around you. And the shiny Totodile is actually very obvious. We got one right here. The big difference is it's going to be like a lighter, like a light green blue color instead of like the light blue. And it's also going to have blue spikes on instead of the red spikes. So it's going to definitely stick out. But this is honestly one of the hardest shiny hunts, if not the hardest shiny hunt in this video, at least at this point. So definitely try to get one. Its Mega is going to be really cool. But there we go. And that's the end of our Scarlet and Violet hunts. But we still got some more hunts. Since making this guide, we had Mega Raichu X and Y announced for the Pokemon Legends DLC. Luckily for us, we can easily isolate Shiny Hunt for Shiny Pikachu in the base game of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, we're going to be in Arthazone here. You can actually do this at the town reset at Arthazone East with a Electric Encounter Sandwich, and of course with Urban Mystica. And this whole area right here is going to just be Pikachus. Now, Shiny Pikachu is very obvious. It's going to be this gold-orange color, while the regular Pikachus are also light yellow. So super easy Shiny Hunt. Now, Pikachu does have a male and female different variant. Their tail, the heart tail for the girls, and the just a Thunderbolt tail for the boys. So you may want to get both. I'm not sure if the Megas are going to reflect the gender at all. They potentially might, so it could be worth hunting for both of them in general here. But if you want to see the town reset, it's super easy. So essentially, you just go up the Pokemon Center, and then the town reset actually happens a little bit down here by this flower patch. And just keep going a little bit further. And you can see that we are now getting a bunch of spawns. Now, this could be a runaround hunt. On Switch 1, you don't have to do it a runaround. You can easily do the town reset on Switch 1. But on Switch 2, because the spawns are so far, you will, probably have to run around a little bit because the spawns, they do come out relatively far and not as close. So it'd be a little bit hard to snipe them from here. But in general, super easy shiny hunt. And now let's move on to other Pokemon games to shiny hunt the rest of the Elite Megas for PLZA. Our next shiny hunt is going to be for shiny Mega Starmie, and as you can see, we have moved to Pokemon Let's Go. I'm in Let's Go Eevee, but you can also do this in Let's Go Pikachu. Now, how do you shiny hunt in Let's Go? Well, one, I would recommend having the shiny charm. You have the shiny charm is in your bag right here, and you get this if you have all 150 Pokemon. That's all you need to get the shiny charm, and you can claim it. Now, some of the other things you want to have, you're going to want to have some max lures or at least super lures. This is going to make it so the spawns are going to come in faster, but also does increase the shiny odds. And you're going to want to have good catching balls, probably ultra balls, unless you want to get in a particular ball like a Pokeball Premier Ball. And you want to get some different berries to help you out on either, making the Pokemon like you more or make it move less, just depending But if you already beat the game and you already have a lot of money, then this is not going to be an issue for you. Now, how do you shiny hunt for Starmie? Well, you got to get a Staryu. You can't just catch a Starmie, really. So we are going to swim here, and we are chilling. If we look at the map right here, just south of Fuchsia City. So we look at the town map, and honestly, playing this game with the Joy-Con is a little bit annoying, especially going from SV. But we're going to be on Route 19 right here, and we're going to be hunting in the corner of Route 19 for a shiny Staryu. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we are going to get probably towards the bottom of the map here. We want to be away from some trainers. And in this general area right over here, we're going to pop our lure. Now, once we pop our lure, we're going to be getting a lot more Pokemon. And every time you take a step, it's going to use some of your lure. So just keep that in mind. That's why you want to have more than one lure. And we're going to be chaining Pokemon. So essentially, we're going to wait for a couple Staryus to spawn in. And once we see a Staryu, we're going to catch it. And then we're going to keep on catching Staryus. Our shiny odds max out at 31. But you need to keep catching them to get that boost. So we got our first Staryu here. And we're just going to wait. And we're going to throw. And there we go. Excellent. We're going to try to do this 31 more times with the shiny charm with the lure. Increase our odds, but like I said, you only get that additional roll at 31 once, and then you got to catch again. So at 32 you get that additional roll again. So it is a little bit annoying for sure, but the shiny is going to spawn in the overworld, which is really nice, and it is a very obvious one, and there is shiny sparkle. Now, it took me a couple of days of playing, but we got ourselves our shiny Staryu. It is very obvious. It is an absolutely gorgeous shiny. When you do get the shiny, you want to do a golden raspberry just to make it even easier to catch. Essentially, $3.99. Use an Ultra Ball, throw it, and that is going to be how you're going to get your Staryu. Now, it took me a long time to do it, and if you turn off your Switch, you will have to reset your catch combo. So I just kept my Switch on while doing it, but you can see my insane catch combo is coming up. And it's a lot more than I wanted to. 193, but like I said, beautiful shiny. And that's the only shiny you have to hunt in Let's Go, so we can move on. Welcome to this Pokemon Sword and Shield, where we have to shiny hunt the last 4 Mega Evolutions. However, we're going to do 3 in this section, and that is going to be for Shiny Mega Drampa, Shiny Mega Barbaracle, and Shiny Mega Scolipede. Now, these Pokemon are only in Pokemon Sword and Shield on the Switch, so we have to do it in this game. Unfortunately, Pokemon Sword and Shield does not have a great way to shiny hunt. However, you're going to have to egg hunt. Egg hunting with Masuda is going to be the way to do it for the best possible odds because there is no overworld shinies. Now, I want to keep in mind that, one, you want to have the shiny charm. The shiny charm is attainable once you have completed the base game Pokedex. So once you complete your base game Pokedex, you're going to want to get the shiny charm. Now, number 2, you're going to want to acquire a Pokemon like Ditto. A Masuda Ditto would be the most ideal thing. Now, what is a Masuda Ditto? Well, it is a Ditto that is from a different language, essentially, than your base game. So I'm playing in English. This is a Japanese Ditto. It doesn't need to be Japanese. It can be like French. It could be Spanish. It could be Chinese, Korean, or whatever. As long as it's different than the Pokemon you're breeding with. So I'm going to be using, let's say, an English Drampa to shiny hunt for Mega Drampa. Then you're going to want a Ditto or any other Pokemon that can breed with Drampa from a different language game. So Japanese Ditto will work for the Masuda method. So Shiny Charm plus the Ditto here for Masuda gives us 1 out of 512 shiny odds. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to drop off the 2 Pokemon at the daycare. So there is a daycare on Route 5 here, and we are going to drop off the Pokemon. So I like to leave a Pokemon. I already have a Drampa in here. I'm going to drop off this Ditto. Now, we're going to pay our money, and we are just going to run around and hatch some eggs. But first, we need to get eggs. And to hatch eggs faster, though, you want to have a Pokemon that has the ability Flame Body. Flame Body makes it so eggs essentially hatch twice as fast. And then we're going to wait for her to cross her arms. So she just crossed her arms, which means we can pick up an egg. And there you go. So now we are working on our first one. And essentially, as long as you have room in your party, it's going to go into your party. And if you don't have room in your party, it's just going to go into your boxes. So we're going to wait again for her to cross her arms. Could take a minute. But essentially, we're going to be doing this for a minute until we have a full party of eggs with our flame body Pokemon. And then while we're doing this, we're also going to be catching Pokemon. Now, you could get this in 1 egg. You can get this in 500 eggs, 1,000. My worst egg hatch in Pokemon Sword and Shield took me 1,316, which was for Impidimp. All right, can we get the glorious shiny Drampa here, please? It's been like 200 eggs. There we go, finally. Finally, I had to record that a bunch, but there you go. Shiny Drampa. There we go. Beautiful shiny for sure. Very excited for its Mega, of course. And yeah, Masuda Method, Shiny Charm, Flame Body. It's the best way to do it in Sword and Shield. Unfortunately, it's not as good as anything in Scarlet and Violet, or maybe even Let's Go, but to get this Pokemon, you're going to have to do it like this. Final Shiny Hunt in Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be for Shiny Zygarde. Now, you're going to have to do this in the DLC, Dynamax Adventures. It is in both versions of the game. And you're going to go to the slippery slope here when we be in this cave. And this is going to be our Dynamax cave. Now, I will say you do want to have the Shiny Charm. The Shiny Charm is going to give you incredible shiny odds here. It's going to be 1 out of 100. If you don't have the charm, it's 1 out of 300. So get the Shiny Charm before you do this to get a shiny legendary. And this works on all the legendaries in Dynamax Adventures. So Dynamax Adventures, you're going to have to, 1, get a Zygarde path. And I already have a Zygarde path saved on my game. You can save 3 different paths. Now, when you do one of these paths, it's going to be random what you get. But if you get Zygarde randomly, then you can save it. If you connect online to a person who has a Zygarde path, after that raid, once you get to the raid boss, even if you lose, you can save the path. So there are multiple ways of doing this. Now, there is another way to get a path. You can talk to Peony here. And she has a Kyurem path for me. Sometimes this could be a Zygarde. After you complete a Dynamax adventure, and we're going to go through an egg hatch, but after you complete a Dynamax adventure, essentially, she will have a chance of offering you one of them. Now, I will recommend playing online with people. Solo is going to be really hard to get Zygarde. It's near impossible, especially because when it gets under 50%, it's going to use Power Construct, and essentially is going to hit that Zygarde 100% form, and is going to get a ton of HP. It's going to be really problematic, and it hits the entire group with Land's Wrath and 1,000 Arrows, so it is a really difficult Pokemon. However, if you are playing online, I got a tier list of Pokemon that will help you out. I do think Ice attackers are going to be the best overall, especially Ice special attackers, but there's a couple, ones like Hitmonchan, who has Ice Punch on it, just has really good bulk in general, and it just hits super hard, and honestly, it works because Zygarde, once again, is 4 times weak to Ice. So if you have any Ice moves, it's going to be really valuable in this raid. So my best attackers, we got Mime, Jinx, Glalie, Celio, Abomasnow, Froslass, Fragonal, Vanellish, and Baratic. I also got some tier 2 attackers who, they're pretty good, but just not as good as these, in my opinion. Like something like Alolan Sandslash is good, but you are weak to, ground, so that is an issue. You can definitely get nuked like that. Some of these just don't have the best bulk. Some of them aren't ice types. Some of them just don't have the best ability or move set, but they do have an ice move and they can do some decent damage. Wide guard users are completely busted in this raid. Wide guard makes it so that the whole team is protected from moves that will hit multiple Pokemon. So Land's Wrath and 1,000 Arrows, the whole team will be immune. So essentially, playing as a Wide Guard user, you're going to use Wide Guard every single turn in that raid, and you're going to give your whole entire party survivability. And then we have a supporters tier. These supporters do different things, whether they debuff using fake tiers, whether they use coaching to get everyone's attack and defense up, whether they use like Breaking Swipe to lower their physical attack on the Zygarde, or Acid Spray lower that special defense, or to have any sort of other control that is really good, or buffing mechanism. These support Pokemon, I think, are pretty solid. You get a lot of good fairies in this tier, but even if it isn't a fairy, you get some pretty decent Pokemon in here, as well like Raconid and Sceptile as well, who can lower the physical attack stat. But overall, there's going to be some other Pokemon that are going to be pretty good too, but I do think this is a nice list, so if you are raiding with people, you can use this as a reference. The big thing is try not to be weak to ground and dragon. Those are the 2 big things, but especially ground. But if you're going to be weak to ground, then at least, have a Wide Guard user there to prevent the multi-hit ground moves. Or, have some sort of Pokemon that can heal up with Life Dew, or just have a Pokemon that can do absolutely crazy damage like Cryogonal with a max Hailstorm, and then you're going to be pretty much okay. And there we have it, guys. That is how you shiny hunt all of the available new Mega Pokemon coming to Pokemon Legends ZA. Eternal Floette is another one. However, you cannot capture it. So I'm just, there's nothing to mention for in this guide, but hey, we'll see. Maybe you can shiny hunt it in Legends ZA, but I sort of doubt it. And I'm still working on my own shiny Zygarde hunt. It is rough, but I am streaming my attempts if you want to go check out that. We probably have a couple attempts on the channel at this point. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and support my work by becoming a channel member. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.